الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله تعالى نحمده ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تبارك وتعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله تعالى فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك اللهم على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. نكمل إن شاء الله تبارك وتعالى حديثنا عن باب الدية، والحديث السابع حديث أبي هريرة الذي أخرجه مسلم قال صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الله لا ينظر إلى أجسامكم ولا إلى صوركم ولكن ينظر إلى قلوبكم، وفي رواية ولكن ينظر إلى قلوبكم وأعمالكم. Hadith number 7. Prophet ﷺ said, verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not look at your bodies or at your shapes, but He rather looks at your heart. In another narration, He looks at your hearts and your deeds. And we focus a little bit on the importance of the heart. SubhanAllah, the fact that it is the place where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks. فهو فالقلب محل نظر الرب تبارك وتعالى. And that makes it a prime target for the shaitan. Shaitan being the enemy of the son of Adam, he's got the animosity with Adam alayhi salam, his offspring from the creation of Adam alayhi salam. And we said, the last thing we said yesterday, that even the newborn baby is not safe from the harm of a shaitan. The hadith of Abu Hurairah, the Prophet ﷺ said there's no newborn that comes to the world except that the shaitan will poke him so hard that he will start screaming, except for Maryam and her son. And he said, and read, if you will, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Imran, وَإِنِّي أُعِيذُهَا بِكَ وَذُرِّيَّتَهَا مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. And I seek refuge for her and her offsprings in you, O Allah, from the accursed shaitan. So these are the only two that were exempt from the harm of the shaitan when they are born. And if you remember, we talked about the fact that one of the things that he tries to harm in your heart is the concept of tawheed. He tries to put some doubt in that. And we mentioned the hadith Akhrajahu Muslim, hadith of Abi Hurairah. He comes to you and says, who created this? Who created this mountain? Who created this tree? Who created it? You say, Allah. It is Allah. Tawheed of Rububiyyah. Then he will say, then who created Allah? Who created your Lord? You will say that. SubhanAllah. But the Prophet ﷺ said, if you find yourself in that situation, if he whispers that to you, then seek refuge in Allah. Say, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وانتهي ولينتهي. Say, I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed shaitan, and cease, and stop immediately. Don't go any further. SubhanAllah. And the Sahaba, as I told you, they come to the Prophet ﷺ. They say, Ya Rasulullah, we find in our hearts certain things that are unspeakable. we cannot possibly speak of. We don't know what to do with ourselves. SubhanAllah. يعني أحدنا يعني لا يتعاظم أحدنا يتكلم بذلك. It would be so difficult for us to even voice those things and tell you what goes on in our hearts. That's basically the whispers of the shaitan. The Prophet said, did you find that? They said, yes. قال ذلك صريح الإيمان. That is a true sign of إيمان. وفي رواية ذلك محض الإيمان. ذلك محض الإيمان. That's faith itself. Subhanallah. Imam al-Nawawi رحمه الله تعالى تعليقا على هذا الحديث قال ذلك صريح الإيمان أو محض الإيمان معناه استعظامكم الكلام به هو صريح الإيمان. The fact that you were so horrified by those thoughts that you would not even speak of them, that shows that it's a proof of Iman, it's proof of faith. The fact that you were horrified by this and that you had fear not to even speak about it. SubhanAllah, وشدة الخوف منه ومن النطق به فضلا عن اعتقاده إنما يكون لمن استكمل الإيمان استكمالا محققا. He said that whoever finds this in his heart, but he finds it to be horrifying and unspeakable, and you will not even be able to voice it, that is a true sign of his Iman being complete. Subhanallah. كذلك من انتفاء عنه الغيبة والشكوك. That means that this person has no particular, does not have any doubt in his mind whatsoever. That means, subhanAllah, this person has some kind of protection from the shaitan. And the shaitan, as you know, he goes on to say, subhanAllah, and the shaitan يعني هو يوسوس. يعني هذا من الوسوسة وليس من الغواية. He only whispers. That's all he can do with the believers. قال أما الكافر فإنه يأتيه من حيث شاء ولا يقتصر في حقه على الوسوسة بل يتلاعب به كيف أراد. SubhanAllah. As for the kafir, the shaitan comes to him, he doesn't even just whisper to him, but he plays him. He uses him as a toy, like a puppet master. He can do whatever he wants with him. That's why, SubhanAllah, a lot of times you see out there people, non-Muslims behaving in ways that are so strange, and you can't help tell yourself, what's wrong with this person? It's very clear, the shaitan has him by a leash and is leading him wherever he wants, because he has no protection. And our main protection, one of many, besides the wudu, salah on time, and that protection of the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That the whole time you are saying subhanallah, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar. And subhanallah, this long hadith, and inshallah maybe sometime we'll tackle that particular hadith. هو الحديث يسمى بحديث يحيى ibn Zakaria, the hadith of Yahya. The Prophet ﷺ spoke about 5 words or 5 commands that Yahya alayhi salam received from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From those 5 commands, وَعَلَيْكُمْ بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Then you don't forget to always be steadfast on the dhikr of Allah. So for verily, the example of the person that does the dhikr of Allah is the example of someone that is followed so closely by his enemies trying to grab him and harm him. And he runs so fast that he protects himself, he barricades himself inside hisn, a fortress, hisn hasin, a fortress where he protects himself from these enemies. So that is the example of the dhikr of Allah, the remembrance of Allah. It is like you put yourself in a fortress and you protect yourself from the shaitan. SubhanAllah. The kafir does not have that. Allah, who is Allah? Doesn't even cross his mind. He thinks he can take on the world. He's strong enough to take on the world. But subhanAllah, only the shaitan plays him. He's qareem from the shayateen. Plays him, subhanAllah. وحديث أبي داود حديث ابن عباس قال جاء رجل إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال يا رسول الله إن أحدنا يجد في نفسه يعرض بالشيء لأن يكون حممة أحب إليه من أن يتكلم به. So one of us gets some thoughts in such nature that he would rather be reduced to charcoal, subhanAllah, rather than speak about those things. They'd rather be burned alive and become charcoal than speak about these things, subhanAllah. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر 3 مرات. الحمد لله الذي رد كيده إلى الوسوسة. All praise to Allah is due to Allah that He made his harm just the whispering. That's all He can do with the believers. Subhanallah. وأخرج مسلم رحمه الله تعالى عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يزال الناس يتساءلون حتى يقال هذا خلق الله هذا خلق الله. الناس يتساءلون عن آية من آيات الله أو أشياء من خلق الله عز وجل فيقولون هذا خلق الله هذا خلق الله حتى يقول أحدهم فمن خلق الله. نعوذ بالله من ذلك. سبحان الله. فقال صلى الله عليه وسلم فمن وجد من ذلك شيئا فليقل آمنت بالله فليقل آمنت بالله. So the people can start saying they're wondering or asking each other about the things of the creation of Allah. Oh, this is mashallah, this is creation of Allah. This is creation of Allah. Then this thought pops in their minds from the shaitan. But who created Allah? SubhanAllah. Na'udhu billahi min dhalik. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever finds this, these thoughts cross his heart, let him say, I believe in Allah. SubhanAllah. He goes back to that hadith that, subhanAllah, Sufyan ibn Abdullah al-Thuqafi, he came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, O Messenger of Allah, give me advice. أوصني. فقال له صلى الله عليه وسلم قل آمنت بالله ثم استقم. وفي رواية قل ربي الله ثم استقم. Sufyan went to the Prophet ﷺ and said, give me an advice. He said, say, I believe in Allah and be on the straight path. Or my Lord is Allah and be on the straight path. SubhanAllah. So this is a serious issue. I wish we had a little bit more time. I wanted to talk to you about this particular phenomenon was a reason for one of the ahkam, one of the legislations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He revealed in the Quran being abrogated. يعني بعض الأحكام نسخت من أجل هذا. سبحان الله. ولكن إن شاء الله نرجع الحديث في ذلك إن قدر الله لنا البقاء واللقاء غدا بإذن الله تبارك وتعالى. فنسأل الله تبارك وتعالى أن يغفر لنا ولكم ويسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى to protect you and I from the shaitan. I wanted to talk about this phenomenon of some of the ahkam being abrogated, but it will probably take about a good 10-15 minutes. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect you and I from the whispers of the shaitan, to protect our iman and to protect our tawheed and to keep our hearts sane. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. Allah, when He talks about the hereafter, He said on a day that neither your wealth nor your offsprings, neither your wealth nor your offsprings will benefit you, except for the ones that come to Allah with a sane heart. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep our heart sane. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. الحمد لله رب العالمين وجزاكم الله خيرا.